Hello. So let's watch this crash together. Yeah, this is pretty serious. So it looks like they are taking off from some wild place, some mountain somewhere, and then they are always kind of like compromising a little bit because sometimes there's just no other place. But this video actually is just to demonstrate that it's better, sometimes better not to take off and walk for another 2 hours than risk injury, especially in a remote place like this. I mean, if there are 2 other guys, then it's still okay. But if you're alone, for example, doing like a wall beef or something like this, or hike and fly, yeah, then it can be pretty serious pretty soon. And another thing is that it's important to have like a satellite tracker or the one like InReach that you can press a button and call a rescue in the case if you're alone. Anyway, so what happens is he takes off, his wing is clean, this is pretty flat takeoff, and he has actually, I mean, this video is not so excellent quality, but it's I mean, there's this tree, yeah, and there are others on the left and right. So basically, yeah, he doesn't have so much margin for error. And here it's going up, so maybe that's why he went here to the right. It's difficult to see here because it's also, I believe, a little bit the camera, the perspective of this camera here. But it's just a tricky place to leave the mountain. Although it looks pretty steep here, so maybe also the wind wasn't optimal for this place at this moment. Because actually, if you look, the trick is that in this fisheye camera, it's pretty hard to assess the angles like this. But looking on the horizon and here, it's pretty possible actually that this is what happens. That he takes off here, and probably if the wind would be favorable, he would be higher, fly over this. And since it's not. It looks like the sun is pretty low, looking on where his shadow is. So yeah, probably it's either it's autumn or spring in Europe somewhere in the evening, or even winter time. Looking on there are no leaves, so maybe there's little thermal, little wind, and yeah, and then the takeoff is suboptimal from this point of view. And then what happens is that it's hard to say from this angle, but you see that there are many bushes, trees left, right, and stuff. So it just looks like a place where there is little margin for error. If you don't go above this, then yeah, then you may get trapped. And also just after there was also like trees, but this is hard to assess from this type of camera. So my point in this situation would be, I understand this very well because I do quite a lot of volbeefs. So I understand this taking off like in situations where, and also sometimes here it hits on the top, another searching for a place to take off and you cannot find it, and then you take what looks like. Yeah, like a reasonable option still, with little margin for error. I understand this, but if you're unlucky, then you take actually a lot of risk, because crashing in like a remote location like that, I mean, there are other guys, so maybe you don't even know if they have cell phone, like mobile phone reception, and they can call for help. So having a satellite tracker like Spot or InReach would be really helpful doing stuff like this. And yeah, and then so if you have so little room for error and you have something happening, yeah, then you can get in a really shitty position very quickly. So just think about this whenever you take a decision like this, that you know there isn't a good place to take off and you take off anyway. That it may be a lot of the price may be pretty high for that, especially like in a mountain like this with stones and yeah, and the remote area in general where the help is approaching differently. So let me know what you think, and see you watching another video soon. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Please have a nice day. Bye bye.